On today's show, used car prices aren't likely to drop anytime soon. Jeep shows off some awesome retro concepts, and how hackers may one day hold your car ransom. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. Well, TGIF everyone, this is Autoline Daily for March 20th of 2015. In the past, Elon Musk has talked about adding autonomous technology to Tesla vehicles, and yesterday the company took a step toward making that a reality. The CEO said it will roll out an automatic steering feature for the Model S in 3 months. It's not just for new ones, existing models will get the feature through a software update. The technology will only work when driving on the highway. Musk says the company is currently testing the new feature on roads between San Francisco and Seattle. Connected cars and autonomous vehicles represent breakthrough technologies, but they also represent potential landmines from a liability standpoint. At the Autoline Supplier Symposium earlier this year, Jennifer Dukarski from the law firm Butts Along pointed out that automakers could be held accountable for data breaches in their cars. She gave the example of what she calls ransomware. That's where someone introduces malware into your car that locks it down, rendering it inoperable, and demanding a ransom from you to get back into it. Not only is it a headache for you, the car company that made the car could be held responsible for allowing that kind of intrusion. I think that in the future, automakers could end up longing for the good old days when they only faced massive recalls. Last year, we told you about an Israeli company called TowerSec that's developed software to prevent cars from being hacked. Well, the security firm just got good news because private investment fund Inkwell has invested in the company. Inkwell was founded by former Chrysler CEO Tom Lasorda. Financial terms have not been disclosed. For more information about TowerSec and its software, click the link in today's transcript. We'll be back in just a moment with more of today's top stories.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion, and by Dow Automotive Systems, breakthrough technologies for lightweight vehicles.
Every year for the last 10 years, the design team at Jeep has created some concept vehicles for the Easter Jeep Safari in Moab. That's a huge gathering of Jeep enthusiasts for some serious off-road driving in Moab, Utah. And what's cool about these concepts is that they're fully functional. While Jeep and Mopar unveiled 7 concepts yesterday, here are our 3 favorites. This is a safari vehicle they call Africa. It kind of looks like an old Land Rover Defender. It's powered by a 2.8-liter diesel with a 5-speed manual, has 35-inch tires, and a 410 locker rear end. Anyone remember the movie Hatari? This looks like it drove right off the set. Next up is what they call the staff car. If we didn't know any better, we say they found this at a World War II battle site in North Africa. That's how authentic it looks. Note how there is no B-pillar or headrest, which actually really accentuate the open-air look. Mark Allen, the head of Jeep Design, says that open-air driving is a really big Jeep thing. The concept called Chief looks like it stepped right out of the 1970s. It's actually a 4-door, powered by a 3.6-liter V6 with a manual 6-speed. Inside are details that give it a surfing theme. Note the slotted mag wheels, so common back in the day. Mark Allen says they had to search really hard to find them, but what a cool retro look. Trying to reduce distracted driving is a goal every automaker is working on. But could you imagine not staring at this Nissan Leaf as it drove by? The automaker applied a coat of phosphorescent paint to the car and took it on a trip down the glow-in-the-dark smart highway in the Netherlands. This is the ultimate look-at-me car, and for some reason, I think it'd be real popular in Hollywood. Coming up next, why used car prices aren't going down anytime soon.
True love will find you in the end.
Hi, Dad.
When you're committed to the job,
Don't give up and
your tires can't be weak in the knees.
true love will find
Let 'em go.
in the end.
Durable, dependable Firestone tires. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
There's more car news and industry insight from the Autoline network every day. Take a moment to click that subscribe button. You'll never miss another Autoline episode.
When sales of new cars crashed after the Great Recession, it caused a shortage of used cars, which resulted in higher prices. But now that new car sales are back to pre-recession levels, will prices of used cars start to come back down? That's one of the topics discussed on Autoline this week, and here's what our panel had to say.
I think it's been very surprising so far. There's been a lot of industry experts that have predicted that the bottom would start to fall out of used vehicles, but quite honestly, the data would say that's not happening. And again, I think it just speaks to the demand. I mean, when you look at the average age and mileage of a used car that's traded in at a dealership today, it's sometimes 6-7 years, well over 100,000 miles. So again, these lease products are really the heart. They're the best used cars that manufacturers have. I know in the Ford and Lincoln dealers retain about 80% of those vehicles on our dealer lots, and they're just perfect CPOs. So again, low mileage, reconditioned to like new standards. Again, I think there's almost an indefinite demand right now, given the market dynamics for cars of that nature. So
And
I don't think the price is really going to fall out of the market.
I think you make a great point too. You know, if you think about 10 years ago, the average used car on a dealer's lot was a rental car, right? With 30,000 miles on it. Who knows who the heck was driving it? It was the cheap version of whatever the model is. Now they're off-lease cars, and so they're the GS model or the XLT or whatever it is, and they're cars people desire. And so I think that's helping keep prices where they are.
Yeah, and we sometimes forget just how big the used car market is in this country, right? I mean, depending on what estimate you're looking at, it's between 42 and 43 million cars a year are sold in the used car market. So, we will see a little bit of price pressure on the used cars, but there's a lot of demand out there. This isn't always about substituting a new for a CPO. I think where the real growth is substituting some of the normal used cars with a CPO car and moving them closer to new. So there's a lot of demand in this market.
That whole show is dedicated to certified pre-owned cars, so if you want to learn more about that topic, you can watch it right now on our website, autoline.tv. But that wraps up today's show. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.
Ward's is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details, and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.